Alrighty. Brianna, you want to get us started?
Yeah, I know you've had like 2 days off.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do in those 2 days? Do you kind of like just step away from basketball, or are you thinking about that Iowa loss, or are you watching any film? Just what are you doing?
Over the 2 off days?
Yeah.
More just relaxing. Obviously, you hate losing. Especially this team, we hate losing. But I think end of the day, looking forward to the Big Ten tournament now, we kind of have to have a short memory. Obviously, we don't know who we're playing yet between those 2 teams, but when we do, we'll prepare accordingly. And I think these next 2 days, it's really just get back on track, get back in the gym, get up and down again, and get ready for this tough stretch.
How important is it that you have this longer off break because you guys played to your ability and got those 2 buys?
Yeah, it's good for us, I think. I think it's good to take a couple days off just for our bodies, but it's also necessary to get back in here and get going up and down again and get ready for, hopefully 3 days of really competitive games.
I know you're a very humble player, but what is it like seeing your whole starting lineup be honored by the Big Ten and just get everyone recognized in a different way?
Yeah, it's we don't really pay much attention to that stuff, but it is pretty cool. I think we know how talented our group is, and to be honest, our whole team is, and I think it's pretty cool to see that being recognized, but not our focus at all moving forward.
Last thing I want to ask is, I know, like, last season you guys saw success too, but it's very different in the way you saw success this year. So can you just explain, describe how those two, just the trajectories of success has been different between the 2 seasons?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's important to go through, like last year we had a great start to the season, went through some adversity in the middle, and kind of had to fight our way back. And this year we've had adversity at the first game of the season, and then here coming down to the last game of the season. So I think it's good to have that experience under our belt. I think this year we've done a great job of using those losses we have had and growing from them. So I think obviously you want to win every game, but we look at this, the most recent losses as kind of a learning opportunity, and hopefully we get to see them again.
Yeah, Jacy, you don't ever want to lose, but what did you guys learn from this recent loss?
A lot, and we haven't even watched as much film as we should have yet, and we probably will today. But to be honest, we need to take care of the ball better. Transition defense needs to be better, and just kind of keeping our physical and mental cool throughout that whole game, because that's a hostile environment. Everyone who's played there knows that. It's a cool environment, and I think as a competitor, it's an environment you want to play in, you want to thrive in. So just growing from that whole experience, because we're about to go to another sold-out arena, and then from there, probably some more.
Yeah, how do you think facing that late adversity will help you guys now in tournament time?
Yeah, I think it's important. All experience you can get is important, especially with this group. We've had multiple games this year with really good crowds, and I think moving forward it's going to help us because we're about to be in front of another big crowd. So I think that game as a whole was a good learning experience for us. And like I said, we'll probably go back to the drawing board today and learn some more things.
Jacy, I know you said you haven't looked at the film, but you mentioned the transition defense. You guys are usually a very good defensive team. I know Iowa's really good offensively, but did you see a theme with some of the miscues on transition defense, or just? Yeah,
a lot of those mistakes were on us, were our personal mistakes. I think, our 1 and the 2, we really focus on getting them back as quick as we can, which is honestly on me most of the time. But in Iowa's defense, Stolke's pretty fast, one of the fastest bigs in the Big Ten. But so are ours, and I think we'll go back and look at it. But just getting back as soon as the shot goes up is something that I bet will be something we have to adjust and fix. But like I said, I'll tell you more after today.
When you're playing in an environment like that, it's easy. I feel like it's probably pretty easy when you go down 17 just be like, it's not our day, it is what it is. What about this group fights back?
Yeah, that's actually something I thought was pretty cool about that game. We were down most of the game, and I think we really kept it within reach the whole time. The way we fought back from, I don't even know if we were down 17 in that game, but we might have been, and we were down 10 multiple times, and for us to just keep making plays and keep us in the game, I thought said a lot about our group, especially in an environment like that. That's hard to do. But that definitely was encouraging. Even though it didn't end the way we wanted, I think we kind of proved we're never out of the game.
You mentioned experience. How much do you think it helps that you and so many other players on this team already have experience in the Big Ten tournament playing in the postseason?
It's huge. I think, especially when you get to March and win and go home, I think it's good to have that experience just because you know somewhat of what's ahead of you, and I don't want to say the pressure, but the opportunities ahead of you. And I think, pretty much everyone, minus maybe the freshmen, the newcomers, have been there, and we got to experience that last year, whether it's, Celeste has been there, Ty's been in that environment too. So I think it helps moving forward, but when it comes down to it, we still got to rely on each other.
What are some of those things that you can pick up through playing in Big Ten tournaments, playing in NCAA tournaments? How do you pick that up and kind of move it and apply it moving forward into this year?
Yeah, I think it's win or go home. I think March when you're a competitor, March is like your favorite time of year. You look forward to it because I don't even want to call it pressure. It's just that opportunity to go out there and compete. And everybody's competing at the same level. I mean, everyone's playing to stay there and not go home. So I think that's important. And then obviously I mentioned the experience, but it'll be cool to, especially with that last game, we were able to come together and stay in the game. And I think having that under our belt moving forward into this tournament will be special for us.
Jacy, I know you said that you guys don't pay attention to the awards too much, but coming off an injury-riddled season kind of for you, does it feel any better to make all Big Ten first team?
It's special. I think that's something that's pretty cool in this league that we're able to recognize. But no, it's not my focus. I think our focus now is, preparing these next 2 days and getting ready to play a really good Illinois or Maryland team. Both those teams are really, really competitive, and that's going to be a huge first game for us. So that's where our focus will be.
I know you're going to embrace any competitor you get, and there's a few games that would stand between a possible rematch with Iowa. But is there any part of you who just wants one more game against them to just even up the score one more time?
Absolutely, but they got to take care of business, and so do we. And the Big Ten is unreal, honestly, with the talent and the teams that are in this conference. So, as much as I want to be thinking about that can't even cross our minds right now.
Jacy, I know you just said you don't really think about awards, but from Celeste's point of view, ACC Defensive Player of the Year and then back-to-back, now Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, how impressive is it to do it in two different conferences?
Yeah, that's really impressive. That's hard, especially in two different conferences. So it says a lot about her as a player, as a person too, but as a defender, obviously. And I think it's cool that, we get to see it every day in this gym and go against her, but I think it's cool when others recognize that as well. So we're excited for her.
How hard is it to go against her in practice?
It's fun, man. I think it's challenging for both of us. Like, we make each other better in that aspect, and I think when you're on a team as talented as ours, I think that's definitely helpful. Moving forward, when you're going against one of the best every day, it prepares you for every single game you're going to play. So I'm thankful for it, and I'm sure she is too.
Jacy, you guys are playing either Illinois or Maryland next, and both of those teams played you guys pretty tough. What do you think you guys need to improve on to prepare and move on to the semifinals?
Yeah, I think depending on who it is, I think similar things, but maybe some differences as well. Transition defense is going to continue to be an area of focus for us, which is good because I'm sure we'll work on it a ton today from last game. Taking care of the ball and kind of recognizing what defenses both of them would be in. I think a lot of teams have thrown a lot at us, whether it's junk, whether it's zone and man, just to kind of keep us on our toes. So I think recognizing that, keeping our composure throughout that, and just playing our game will be our focus.
McGuff winning Coach of the Year, what does that say about him as a coach and what he's established?
Yeah, it's about time. That I'm happy for him because he's a heck of a coach, and that's I know he'll stand up here and say he doesn't care, but and he probably is really focused on the next game, but we're happy for him. Like I said, kind of like Celeste, we see it every day with him. He's our leader. He's pushing us to this point, and going to push us even farther. So we're really happy for him.
What are the attributes you see in Celeste that make her such a good defender?
Oh gosh, so many things. She's quick. The way she reads the ball, ability to read passing lanes. She's got good hands. She's able to kind of disrupt you even when, it's kind of like that thing, like what just happened, and she's already got her hand in there disrupting you. But on-ball defense, too, is really good, and then her ability, she's made us better all around in off-ball defense, too, I think, and in the rotation. And, you guys see her in our press, but our half-court defense has really taken a step this year, and I think a lot of that goes to her. But she's unreal defender, and really she helps us offensively, too, so all-around really good player.
You mentioned your transition defense, and you guys mentioned half-court defense has gotten a lot better. You guys look a lot more comfortable with that. So how much easier is it that now you need to work on transition defense, that you're confident in the half-court defense?
Yeah, it's definitely cool because, and we will continue to rely on our press, but it's cool to be able to continue to rely on half-court defense and our press when we need to, because multiple games this year we've had to switch from, pressing to going half-court. And then I think it's a good in a way it's a good problem to have, that we can work on transition defense so much. It's going to be no excuses here next game to not get that right. So I think definitely an area for us to get better, but it's cool to see us being able to be flexible in that aspect on defense.
You mentioned Celeste is also really important offensively. How important is she going to have to be on both ends of the floor in the Big Ten tournament and in March Madness? Not just with what she brings defensively, but also what she can bring offensively as well.
Yeah, she's a good player, man. One of the things she honestly, well, other than defense and offensively, she can really pass the ball, which you guys have seen. I think that's no surprise. So in our offense, the way she fits in, I think her ability to score and make the right reads is really special and something that benefits her game, but really complements ours as well. And I think that's something that I'm sure you guys notice. But like I said, we see it every day, and her ability to obviously make the read when she has it, and her ability to pass when they take it away. It's what kind of makes our offense go and helps it run. So it's huge for us.
Last question for Jacy. Coach, you talked about the importance of patience with this team, and you've been here for a couple of years now, a bunch of different teams. What have you noticed that is special about this year's team compared to some of the past?
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job this year of reiterating that we still have a long way to go. It could be after our biggest win of the season or our toughest game, but I think keeping it in our minds that we're not even close to our potential yet. I don't want to take away from what we've done because we've done a lot. We've grown a lot since the beginning of the season, but I've said it, and it might sound crazy. I don't think, and he would probably agree, I don't think we've played our best full 40 minutes yet, and I think that's encouraging going into March because I think, like I said, there's room to get there and room to continue to grow this team, which is special.